The RTX 5090 and the 5080 have ruined everything. Hey guys, Crewman here, and I've done some coverage on the used market, basically when to buy and sell your 40 series GPUs, and I've been pretty right so far. So I've had a lot of people asking me when they should buy, when they should sell, what they should do, should they be looking for specific models if they're just trying to buy used. So in this video, I'm going to track the difference in the price of used GPUs for everything. We're going to go over all graphics cards from the 20 series and up in NVIDIA, and then we're going to do the RDNA 1 and up in AMD, and I'm just going to give you my overall opinion, and we're just going to talk about the trends in the market. We're going to do this every other week. I think it's silly to do it weekly at this point, although maybe I will if there's enough demand and if prices keep changing much. But right now, I think we're going to do it bi-weekly. We're going to start with this week as our first episode, and we're going to compare it to basically the first week that the 50 series was available, because that's when the prices really started getting crazy. As I've told you guys, we're living in a bubble, but that doesn't mean we're anywhere near to the bubble popping. Maybe we are, maybe we aren't. We'll see in about a week when the 5070 Ti launches. That'll be our first indicator. All right, so please make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see more of this. We also do PC builds here, and we do some great content on comparing GPUs as well. The channel's been out for about a month, and we are so very close to hitting that 1,000 subscriber and getting monetized. So I would greatly appreciate your subs. The more money we bring in, the more testing I can do, the more content I can do. So without further ado, let's get to it. Here's all the data. I use eBay to gather this data. I'll put a link where you can search any item and it shows you the average sold price, and you can customize your criteria. So we did the week of the 31st to the week of the 5th, and then we did from the 5th to the 13th. And like I said, the plan is to start comparing these over a 2-week period, but I just wanted to start now to see the trends, to see if maybe the market calmed down or not, and newsflash, it hasn't. So basically, if you look at the 40 series, the big things to see is just everything is up. Some interesting data points: the volume of the 4080 Supers that have sold are going down, which maybe means people are holding them because they're afraid that they can't get anything better, which also is probably the reason they cost over $1,400 now. The 4090 has somehow continued to rise in value and more units have sold. So a lot of people are cashing in on their 4090s, which is probably pretty smart. The other two to note that are absurd to me is the 4070 Super is going for $800 right now. You could have gotten this thing for $500 in December. So we're talking a $300 increase in the span of basically a month. Another thing that drives me absolutely insane is the 4070 now goes for $700. Guys, this thing MSRP'd for $599 2 years ago, and now it's worth $700. And the thing that drives me insane about that, it's the same as the RTX 3080. I'm going to be doing a video on this probably in the next few days to show you the comparisons, how they are basically the same. So as you can see, the 40 series GPUs have gone up across the board, and the volume of most of them have either stayed the same or gone up, with the exception of the 4080 Super and the 4080. The volume has gone down on those. I feel like the initial panic might have subsided on that. All right, now we see the 30 series. Oh, I cannot believe these prices are somehow going up. The crazy one is the RTX 3090 has cracked the $900 price point. Maybe it's not that crazy, but I'm telling you, there's going to be a run on 24 gig of RAM GPUs, so expect the 3090 to probably go up even more if I had to guess. The 3080 Ti and the 3080 have seen the largest price increases. I cannot believe that the RTX 3080 is going for $445. The volume has gone through the roof, so it's just not like outliers driving this price up. There have literally been double the amount of 3080 sold this past week than the week before, which maybe means you guys are taking my advice, as the 3080 was probably the best GPU to buy because you could have it for like $350-ish. Now, the good thing is you might still be able to find them cheaper locally, but the 3080 has had a pretty massive price increase, as you can see. So for the rest of the 30 series, the 3070, the 3060 Ti, and the 3060 are actually going up in price, and the volume is staying stable. So I guess more people are turning to the 30 series now because they cannot get used 40 series, which means the 30 series prices are probably going to keep increasing. I don't know what's going on. All right, so I wanted to go further down, and I wanted to check out RTX 20 series because I wanted to see the price of those and see if they're increasing at all. Two things. I couldn't really get data on the 2080 and the 2070 just because the supers kind of skew it because eBay confuses the search parameters of the 2080 and the 2070, so we won't have that data. But as you can see, the 2080 Ti has gone up in value, which is another gem. So I guess people are realizing that that's a good one. And it has more VRAM than a 3070, so it's basically what the 3070 should have been. So that's going up in price. And the rest of them seem like they're kind of staying stable. They're not going down and they're not going up. So, I mean, I guess that's a good thing, but I feel like minus the 2080 Ti, these ones are kind of getting long in the teeth. But maybe we'll do some content on it to see if they're actually worth buying, if it's that or nothing. Another interesting one, I did an outlier. I did the GTX 1080 Ti, and it actually went up in value. I know that there's a lot of good press around the 1080 Ti, so maybe you have people who can't get anything else who are just temporarily buying one. I don't know. I mean, they're holding their value, so I don't know what to say, guys. This market's crazy. Just an interesting observation. So now let's go to AMD. All right, let's start with the RX 7900 XTX. Bonus for anybody who follows me on the regular, this GPU from that short I posted is an RX 7900 XTX blower. My buddy let me borrow it, and I'm excited to do some content on it coming up. You can see that the 7900 XT also went up in price. Basically, they all went up in price across the board. The GRE went up in price. The 7800 XT, went up in price. The 7700 XT and down kind of stayed stable, but I don't really think people are interested in those. As you can see, the volume sold is almost nil. So either there's not a big supply of them or people are just going to NVIDIA anything lower than the 7800 XT. Frankly, I wouldn't buy any models below the GRE, as we can go to RDNA 2 or the 6000 series, which I think is where the real value lies. Now, I think people are starting to see it because the 6950 XT and the 6900 XT are going up in price. I really think those are gems in the rough. And frankly, if you're having a hard time getting a 3080 or NVIDIA GPU, you should be looking at the 6900 and even the 6950. The 6800 and the 6800 XT have gone up in price. Units sold have stayed the same, but I think there's a real value to be had still in RDNA 2, and those are not bad GPUs to buy at all. And then finally, we look at RDNA 1, and I don't know who's paying $160 for 5700 XTs, but what's almost crazy is the people who are paying $700 for RTX 4070s. Basically, if I were to buy a GPU right now on the used market, I'd skip the 40 series. For the 30 series, I'd still probably look at the 3080, as you could probably find it for a little bit cheaper than what eBay is showing on the local market. Other than that, I would probably avoid any 8 gig models. Those prices are tough. $334 for a 3070 Ti is a tough swallow for me. As far as the 20 series, I'd still get the 2080 Ti, skip the rest. And then if you're looking at AMD, I posted a link on Twitter this morning. You can still buy some 7900 XTXs from Newegg for like $900. That's still a really good buy. Other than that, I would probably skip the rest of that series, the RDNA 3. I would wait for RDNA 4. Frankly, I wouldn't buy any of these, but I would skip the rest of RDNA 3, and then I'd be looking at RDNA 2. I still think there's a fantastic value to be had from the 6900 XT and the 6950 XT. Those are where I would be looking. So those are my buys. Basically right now, a 3080, a 6900 XT or a 6950, and a 7900 XTX. The rest of them, I don't know what's going on, guys. But let me know what you think down below. Let me know what your plan is. Let me know if you're waiting for the used market to calm down or not. I still believe that AMD is our best hope to crack this bubble. I will give you another update after the release of the 5070 Ti, and we will see what effect that has on the used market. So thank you for watching this video. If you like content like this, please like and subscribe. Helps me and it helps the channel. I'll see you on the next one. I promise you this bubble will collapse and used prices will get back to normal. Peace out.